All right, folks, this is Harris Sultan, the ex-Muslim atheist, and welcome to another episode of Sultan's House of Sin. Right. All right, so there's a funny video been circulating online, and I often talk about that Amin Nawabi is the craziest out of all of us, and he says, because he's got this obsessive rationalist personality. He's a chronic rationalizer, as I often say. If it doesn't make sense, he would jump in a well if he has to. If it doesn't make sense, so this video has been circulating. Check it out.
الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
So, I'm not going to go and tell. My question is, which do-gooder is going to go and tell Mike Tyson that you've been fooled, you've been conned, Islam is a BS religion? I'm not going to do it. He's Mike Tyson. Maybe Amin Nawabi can go and do it. But I think a lot of people have been asking, I have a photo of a very big hand-drawn picture of Muhammad Ali, that iconic image when he's just standing on top of Sonny Liston. I don't know anyone who doesn't like Muhammad Ali. I haven't met anyone, but we like him because he was very smart, and he was he was an icon of the time. It was different America at that time, racial tensions, etc. And above all, he was I don't know, in my opinion, I think he was, if not the greatest, then definitely one of the greatest boxers of all time. So we like celebrities. We like those kind of people. It was a great success story, lived a great life. Obviously, when latter part of his life was not that good. But anyway, he was a great person. And Mike Tyson was always a massive fan of Muhammad Ali. So it's possible that he might have picked up some of it. But people don't realize Muhammad Ali was a Nation of Islam kind of a Muslim. Nation of Islam had some of the really wacky ideas that mainstream Sunni Shias wouldn't even own them. So that besides the point. But have a look at the guy. The guy who was sitting at the front, the guy who was leading the prayer. He was wearing shorts and leading the prayer, which is obviously not allowed. It's haram. You have to be fully covered to your ankles. So that's the kind of Nation of Islam that I'm talking about. So forget about it. I mean, these people, and Mike Tyson, he smokes pot and doesn't hide it. And what worries me is that ordinary Muslims, they use that as a propaganda video, and they think, Mike Tyson is a Muslim too, but he's not that kind of a Muslim that you are. But anyway, it's irrelevant. But have a look at this fool. So this guy is praying in space. I mean, just imagine being so stupid that you've been fooled. Just imagine being fooled by someone so badly that you can be so privileged. You can be one of the very few people who can go out and see the world in its entirety from International Space Station, but still believe in Santa Claus and fairy tales. Just imagine being fooled so badly. This is the actual childhood trauma that people suffer because of religion. The main purpose of prayer is that you have to face the Kaaba. In our International Space Station, you're going at 28,000 kilometers an hour, and I think you go something like 9 times around the planet in a span of 24 hours. Your position is constantly changing. So when he prays, I mean, which direction he's facing? How does he know? Even if he started at that time when he went down, angle would have changed a little bit. And that actually is the case with every Muslim who prays anywhere in the world who's not in the immediate vicinity of Middle East. If you're in America, for instance, look, you're praying in the direction of Mecca, but you're not actually praying in the direction of Mecca. It's going in the space. That's the tangent that it goes in. But, it's just that would have only worked. Praying towards Mecca would have only worked if Earth was flat, and we know that Muhammad actually thought that the Earth was flat. There are 10 verses that don't categorically say that Earth was flat, but it doesn't say the Earth was round either. Muhammad just made another vague statement because there were two ideas going around at the time. The Greeks had already told that the Earth is round, but the other common belief was the Earth is flat. So Muhammad wasn't sure which way to go, but he said, I'll just use a vague language, and he kept saying that Earth, Allah has spread out the Earth, spread out like a carpet, which kind of indicates that either he didn't know, he didn't want to categorically say what it was, or he believed that the Earth was flat. That's the only two exceptions. Interpretation, legitimate interpretation that you can get out of those 10 or 11 Quranic verses. And as I said, this would have only worked. Praying in the direction of Mecca would have only worked if Earth was flat. Right. How are we doing? That's correct. That's correct. They have a feeling of doing that. Mike Tyson video is promoted in Facebook as that Mike Tyson accompanied by Tupac. Yes, I read that actually. Discriminating against blacks and Muslims. That's absolute nonsense. Mike Tyson would never do that because, you can have that would create a massive problem. If that was the case, because the owners would be like, they would call the police, they would tell them to get out. That's just nonsense. You're right. It's just propaganda. People just do propaganda. To help me produce more videos like these, support me on Patreon or PayPal.